the last time I was in Abuja.
Wani ya kawo ma aikin logo for $500. So sai ka duba.
Sosai.
So $50 kuma in ka duba economy din nan zaka ci shawarma fa.
Wallahi ka fa wani dan local government samu.
Exactly. Wani.
Yo, what's going on, bro? This is your favorite boy, Feezy, and I'm here with
Abdulaziz, aka Ladanski.
Gaskiya ne. So Abdulaziz, aka Ladan, has been my mentor since when I started all this creative journey haka. Yeah, I could remember lokacin da muka fara haduwa da shi, he gave me some packs na After Effects wanda wannan packs din su suka yi shaping su suka sa na kickstarting After Effects. Respect, Sensei. I call him Sensei, by the way.
Thank you so much, Feezy. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. And I think we all remember that story fondly in our own different ways, because I remember you playing piano and I was blown away. I said, we don't have many people who can do what Feezy does.
Of
so
course.
Really, it's an honor to be here on your program.
Yeah, thank you very much. So can you briefly tell us what you do? Irin me abubuwan da kake yi haka, because ban so in ba su satan ansa ne, ba su ji da kansu.
Okay, my name is Abdulaziz, as earlier stated. I do quite a lot of stuff. I do 3D animation, 2D, and as well as 3D graphics. I'm a programmer by trade. I'm also a UI designer. I do designs for both mobile and web applications.
That's wonderful. That's good. As you can see, these are the samples of what he does actually. So Ladanski, where do you see us in a creative industry market? Where do you situation where do you see us in the near future?
Okay, before I talk about the future, let me talk about the past.
Okay.
So when I started out, I did not really see much promise because there wasn't much exposure for people who do what I do, especially the 3D animation. But with works I've been seeing currently by up-and-coming artists, I'm really impressed. Currently, one of the problems I think we face here in the northern part of Nigeria is a total lack of community.
So say, ba mu da community. Ai hakuri.
Ba mu da haɗin kai.
Ba haɗin kai. Shine problem. Ya kamata idan wannan ya taso yana yin abu, idan wancan ya taso yana yi, sai su haɗa kai ne, sai a tafi gaba, ba wai wannan yana ma wannan bakin ciki ba.
Exactly, hasada. Yeah, I don't like using the word, but it sums up the current situation. So I've met a lot of artists coming up as well as established. The problem is we don't have that community, like I stated. One of my close friends, Ibrahim Idris, has been doing a lot of wonderful illustrations. The problem is he hasn't had a very good niche here in Nigeria, here in Kaduna. But he has been working for remote companies and he has been making a lot.
So say, I think that's the main problem when it comes to 3D haka da sauransu.
Yes.
Ka iya abu kai mayi ne gashi you can deliver, but the problem is ba ma market in ne ana. Not even northern Nigeria.
Yes.
Gaba ɗaya Nigeria market in babu.
Exactly.
Abinda za ka yi in the US misali za a biya ka wani $500. A nan wurin wallahi ko 5K wani ba zai baka ba.
Wani ya kawo logo. Wani ya kawo ma aikin logo for $500. So sai ka duba me sai da $500 ka ce da wai zama logo, kuma sai ka ga there are several revisions.
Exactly.
So back consideration for skills mutane.
Yeah.
Babu appreciation. So honestly, I feel like we need to have a proper community. As much as I would like to say gaba ɗaya Nigeria babu wannan sense of community din, it's more pronounced here at arewacin Nigeria. Because in Lagos, for example, I grew up in Lagos.
Wow.
So I've seen a lot of
No wonder. Sorry, Kaduna people. Sorry. No wonder.
I've seen a lot of artists in some conventions, in some meetups at Lagos. First set of artists that I had those who wonder it was a community. It was through a platform called Nairaland. So on Nairaland, we're having discussions. Okay, we're gonna meet up. When I told them I was in Kaduna, they were really disappointed. But Sukmasana having the meetups.
Wait. Why is it that whenever you mention that you are from Kaduna, instead you say I'm disappointed?
Exactly, because that's the expectation that anything good coming from the north.
Exactly.
We have to change one narrative.
The last time I was in Abuja. Abuja. I was having a meeting with someone and he was asking me, where are you guys from? Let's say Kaduna. What are you guys doing in Kaduna? Let's say, what's wrong with being in Kaduna? Where are you Kaduna KG? I actually believe him.
That's actually
because
the
most
case,
of jobs in Namaki Samu Anang, when the Eden Zachi, yes, top-notch jobs. Like elsewhere skills.
Exactly.
So
yes. Yeah, so honestly, we had a program a few years back with NTA where a friend of mine, architect Afandangi, we actually held a program so Makawa exposure to this thing. So a lot of people called us afterwards, how can they get into it? So when we told them how long it's going to take, it's like when they expect it to be something that's within a week.
Unfortunately, nothing good comes
easy. Exactly. Dolo, you have to put in the work. When I started Abunda, I did not have any guides, so I had to go online. Babu proper mobile internet, so we have to go to cafes. So
sorry, na shiga zamanin. Ayi hakuri, Gen Z nake amma ayi hakuri. Na shiga zamanin millennials. Saboda na shiga cafe din na.
To duk mun shiga cafe lokacin. So zaka je ka dan ba da 150 ɗinka a baka ticket na 1 hour, ka je da flash ɗinka, kana sakawa sai ka fara sai ka tsinka a guje saboda flash a lokacin suna corrupting abubuwa. So yeah, it was traumatic for us, amma a lokacin wannan zeal din, wannan passion din yasa muka ci gaba da pursuing abin nan. So alhamdulillah, we learned a lot. Say the works da na samu na mutane on commission. Honestly, like I stated, it's not encouraging for yanda ake patronizing.
Exactly.
So but online, with on online platforms, zaka yi aiki da wani zai offering ɗinka $500 ko $1000, amma can wani zai baka $50.
So
$50 kuma in ka duba economy din nan zaka ci shawarma fa.
Wallahi ka fa wani dan local government samu.
Exactly. Wani.
So yanzu zamu rounding up wannan discussion namu. Amma ana da one last question for you.
Okay.
Yaushe zaka yi aure? I was kidding. I was just joking. So once again, thank you for coming. Mr. Abdulaziz Ladan is my mentor. In fact, ya taimaka mun wurin starting up Wonderwise Productions, in case you guys don't know, which gaskiya he has been very helpful throughout journey din mu ma gaba ɗaya zan ce, which ya taimake mu a projects da yawa. Respect, Sensi.
So, thank you so much, Feezy. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure. Don't
forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And also follow Ladanski. Yes, ka account din shi nan ne ko? Okay, nan. Yawa. Thank you very much.
Okay, to.
Yeah, bye-bye.